Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cowboys Fan Show. We brought some fans, Zach Nye, Tyler Ortega, Adam Deal. You know, we're going to talk some sports, some Cowboy football. It's going to be pretty exciting. Sorry, Joe. I forgot you, bud. Joe's a Raiders fan. He's used to being ignored. We'll get back to you in just a second, guys. But first, we're going to go to the boss, Jason Garrett. Who wears short shorts? Jason Garrett wears short shorts. Take it away, boss.
How we doing, guys? What timetable are you looking at with Tony, and have you made a determination of whether or not to place him on any designated return?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything definitive about the timetable. He does have a fractured collarbone, and there was no additional damage based on the examination that he had today to the ligaments, so that was a positive thing. He's not going to have surgery, and we don't want to put a definitive timetable on it, other than to say it's probably going to be around 8 weeks or so. But again,
8 weeks or so, Tony Romo will be out for the Dallas Cowboys. Adam, you're a huge Cowboys fan. How do you react to this news?
It's terrible. I know that you think, and you're going to explain here in a little bit, that there's a second coming to Jesus or something with Whedon, right? No, that's not the case, all right? Romo's out, and it's devastating, frustrating for all Cowboy fans. Tyler said it right, man. 2-0, that's the worst 2-0 start that the Cowboys have ever had. This is not good. NFC East is terrible this year, and it's still going to be difficult to get through this. This is bad news, man.
There's going to be some struggles for the Dallas Cowboys. There's one team I know that deals with struggles on a yearly basis. Joe, you're a Raiders fan. Give us some advice. How do we deal with this? We're not used to this.
All I got to say, once Tony Romo goes down, every Cowboy hater said, yes! Our Facebook feeds are going to be quiet for the next 14 weeks. But all in all, Whedon is not going to be your man. You guys are going to have to pick somebody up. He was let go of the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, that's just a great way to end your point. Tyler, I know you have some feelings as T.O.
Yeah. You know, once I saw Romo, lying on the turf there, holding his shoulder, first thing I could think of, let's just toss it over to the other T.O. and we'll let you see.
It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost.
Oh, right there.
That's very fitting. It's well done.
I like that.
Yeah, I'll be the first to say it. I'm not exactly the president of the Tony Romo fan club, but seeing any player go down like that, especially when he's been the captain of your football team for so long, it's devastating. And that's all I could think of was that's my quarterback.
Well, Terrell Owens is a great Dallas Cowboy, not one of the all-time greats, obviously, but Adam, who's your favorite all-time Dallas Cowboy?
Yeah, there's some obvious answers in my era, obviously. You guys are probably the same, right? I'm 29 years old, and so the triplets were huge for me, and I'm going to go with the most outlandish of all of them, who is probably one of my favorite color analysts on television right now, and that's Michael Irvin. He's always talking about that is my son! Dez Bryant. I love Michael Irvin. He's so animated. He's fun. So how could you go wrong with Michael Irvin, guys?
You really can't. You really can't. Tyler, your favorite all-time Dallas Cowboy?
I got to go with the all-time NFL's leading rusher, 3-time Super Bowl champion, number 22, Emmitt Smith. Now, variety of reasons here. There was a few games back in the day. I think it was the 92 Super Bowl. He separated his shoulder, comes back in, carries the team to another Super Bowl victory. And just a little side note, when I was young, people, ask kids what their name is. My answer, Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt? Now, Joe, we'll be nice. Who's your favorite Raider of all time?
I'm going to have to go with Tim Brown, of course.
All right.
On the field, first punt return of his career, it was a touchdown. How can you go wrong with that?
You really can't.
You can't.
I always feel so awkward answering my own questions, so ask me.
Zach? Who's your favorite Cowboy of all time?
My favorite Cowboy of all time is the architect, Jerry Jones. Who do you think got Emmitt Smith to Dallas? Who do you think got Michael Irvin to Dallas? Who do you think got Troy Aikman to Dallas?
Jimmy Johnson.
Tony,
Jimmy Johnson.
Who got Jimmy Johnson to Dallas?
That's the only thing. That's the only
give you that.
smart thing that Jerry Jones has done is got
something
Jimmy
interesting.
Johnson.
You said that I think that Brandon Whedon is the second coming of Jesus or something like that.
Yeah.
No, he's just the second coming of Tom Brady. I'm telling you right now.
That's the same thing.
Brandon Whedon will be huge for the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Romo will become a distant memory because he's going to lead us to the promised land. I say 6-1 in his 7 games. We can't start Romo again.
Cowboy fans are blind And it's frustrating being a Cowboy fan and arguing with Cowboy fans about Tony Romo and how special of a player he is. Early in his career, he'd made a lot of mistakes that have defined him. Because the Cowboys are who they are, it's magnified. He has the best passer rating in the NFL last year. He has the best passer rating in the fourth quarter history out of all quarterbacks. We're talking about fourth quarter history. He is so good, and for this team, and he's at the end of his career, I thought this might be his chance to get to the Super Bowl, especially how down the NFC is, and now this is devastating. I'm telling you it
I'm
is.
not saying Romo's not a good quarterback. Drew Bledsoe was a great quarterback in 2001. I'm sorry to bring up 2001, Joe. I know, tuck rule, snow game, my bad.
It was a fumble. It was a fumble.
It was not a fumble.
It was a fumble.
His arm was going forward. Tom Brady took over for a great quarterback in Drew Bledsoe, led that team to a Super Bowl where they beat the St. Louis Rams and the Raiders en route to that Super Bowl against the Rams, part of that dynasty of 3 out of 4. Brandon Weeden has all the makings to be a great NFL quarterback. He has a strong arm, a great football IQ, and we saw flashes of brilliance in that Philadelphia Eagle game, 7 for 7 and a touchdown. I mean, I know the Philadelphia defense isn't exactly the class of the NFL, but Brandon Weeden has the tools, and with that offensive line, I really think he can get the job done.
I don't think you're right. I don't, but I hope you're right. Am I right? We're hoping he's right. I don't think you're right. If Whedon can go 4-4 and Romo does come back in 8 weeks, the Cowboys will go to the playoffs because 8-8 might win this division.
really can.
I mean, the Redskins and Giants were the biggest winners
Right.
after watching
But
that Sunday
this whole
game.
Matt Castle signing is going to throw your whole prediction off. They're going to try to force him in there within the next couple of weeks, and it's going to totally blow it off.
No, Matt Castle is definitely a career backup. He did a great job
as
for
is
New England,
Weeden.
but that's in a Bill Belichick offense. I mean,
Well,
it's a
Matt
system.
Castle
I can go
also
play
has-
quarterback for the New
Matt
England
Castle
Patriots
has
and go
more
8-8.
wins as a starter than we did.
Okay,
I
we're
got a
not-
little, you got a little crazy there.
Tyler, but you brought up something interesting before we went on the air about the offense for the Dallas Cowboys and how if we can't get that running game going, it's not going to matter who our quarterback is.
It's really not. Brandon Weeden is not the shotgun passer. He was at Oklahoma State, but everybody is in college. You know, we can go on and on naming quarterbacks that were good shotgun passers in college, didn't translate over to the NFL. I just don't think the style of the offense suits him. And not only that, but he's 40 years old.
Yeah.
You know, he's been in the league for about 4 years. That's a slight exaggeration. It's a slight exaggeration.
He was a professional
Brandon
baseball
Weeden-
player before that. I mean, let's get
Brandon
it
Weeden didn't come into the league. His rookie year, he was 28 years old.
means he's mature. You don't mature till you're 25.
I'm
These
not
guys are
buying it.
way past that. We're getting there. But real quick, what do you think? How are they going to end the season, Adam? Just a record.
I'll go 9-7, and that potentially could make the playoffs. Unless Romo is healthy, though, in the playoffs, and Dez is, they're not going to make any kind of run. I'll tell you this, goes real quick. The NFC East is not just the NFC East. The NFC, besides the Packers, it's trash. There's not a lot of good teams. If there were a year to make a run, this is the year, and it's just unfortunate the way it's folded out. I'll say 9-7, guys.
I'm going to have to go with 8-8. You know, losing Tony Romo was a big part, but they also don't have Dez for this stretch. They have no one really built. You got Williams and Beasley on the outside.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to your prediction here in just a second, Adam. Or Tyler. Sorry, you guys look so much
That's a
alike.
good
It's ridiculous. We'll be back with our scouting report and look ahead to Atlanta. And next week, you're watching the Cowboys Fan Show. Don't go anywhere.